Welcome to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians. We're getting into the fall season. Sweater weathers, pumpkins, beautiful golden leaves, and we're gonna start talking about some of our fall favorite movies.
This is a group pick.
Oh. Okay.
This is a family-friendly group pick about a fox.
With klepto issues?
A fox trying to survive, Simona.
Sure.
A fox who steals to help his family survive and to thrive. Not just survive, but to thrive.
He has klepto issues.
And there are
It's a fox. What do you want?
farmers who want him to stop stealing from them.
He's a wild animal.
He is a wild animal. Philosophically, you can't really blame the farmers. They don't want a fox stealing their crops.
I want any animal.
Any
stealing
animal.
crops.
Any animal stealing their crops. But, I mean, it lends the question, do you steal a loaf of bread to feed your family?
All right, Lemiz, calm down.
She's
So if
just
you haven't
shooting everyone down today, she shot me down earlier.
If you haven't guessed the movie we're talking about today is Wes Anderson's fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, I guess we haven't introduced the movie yet. So I just
went
talked
right
about the
into-
movie without any introduction whatsoever.
So it's not just that Mr. Fox is trying to steal for his family, he's trying to help his community as well.
Does it start off that way, though?
It doesn't
No.
start off
Yeah,
that
I
way,
don't
but
think
then
so.
it becomes a community issue.
Early
I think he
on,
grows and
is-
learns.
Yeah,
He does.
in the first scene, he is just stealing to survive. That's his
Yeah.
lifestyle at that
Yeah.
point. And then he settles down, starts a family.
Yeah.
But then he's drawn
Gets-
back into the life.
Yeah, gets the
He gets
9 to
the
5
bug.
job, and then needs that adrenaline rush again. You know, wants to realizes that he can do more for his family by becoming Don Corleone than by being a random news reporter.
Because who wants to be a dumb old news reporter?
I don't know. Who reads the newspapers? That's my question.
In the out of the animals? Or?
Yeah. So, it's a very
I mean,
interesting...
Mr. Fox doesn't think any of them read the newspaper. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
He does believe that none of them read the newspaper. But, that was one of the questions I had was the humans in the movie seemed very cool with the fact that these foxes sending them a letter, So,
It's
Hey,
a
to be
very-
fair, they sent the fox a letter first.
true.
So...
So clearly in this world, we understand that animals are anthropomorphic and, can speak human
Wow.
language and
Pulling out the big words.
anthropomorphic.
I really like whenever they revert back to just animal behavior, like when he gets into a fight with Badger and they just start growling at each other, or whenever he eats.
Yeah,
and he's just like, "Rah, rah, rah."
Yeah.
Animal instinct, animal tendencies. So, all right. So, all around thoughts, or do we want to save that for the end? I know this is Lewis's first time watching the movie. Is this
It was my first time as well.
2 first times? That's what you guys think.
Up top. First times.
I'm glad I'm glad I watched it, so I can check that off my list.
Good.
But sounds so. There were funny moments. I did enjoy a lot of the humor, but I think it was also what was kind of throwing me off is probably the look of the. They're probably not called puppets.
They are.
Stop
They are-
motion.
they are
I
called
watched
they're puppets.
a making of featurette, and they
Oh, yeah?
called them puppets.
Yeah, maybe it was the look of the puppets that was kind of throwing me off too. I don't know.
Well, Wes Anderson clearly chose a very distinct. Wes Anderson, I think, in general, just has a very distinct style. This really fit his, because I think when he did, what was it, Isle of Dogs, it felt the same way with this kind of like very scratchy
He likes
looking,
found looking material.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of that. But yeah, I was watching like a featurette on how they made the puppets, and it's really cool. Like they first they sculpt it with clay, then they make a mold out of that. And then in that mold, they like build a skeleton more or less with wires and
Oh, wow.
like make joints for them, and it's crazy. And then like the body is built with sort of like foam and silicone, and then they dress them up. And like for the animals, they actually used fur for their fur. So like that's really cool. Like they got it all from like reclaimed sources. So
Oh,
That's good.
yeah,
You did notice when they did the close-ups too, you actually can see the hair moving,
yes.
which
and
is
like,
wild.
Even little stuff like I didn't even notice, but like in that opening scene when they're young, Mr. Fox is all orange on his head, but like then like when he's older, after his kid's born and stuff, he has some gray hairs, and like that's so cool.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, that is cool though.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was heartfelt without being cheesy.
Yes.
I really wish like I remembered. There's the one part where he's like I felt like every moment that was like when they tried to be nice about something too. It was like they didn't really get out of character at all. Like while there were nice moments, it wasn't like all right, we're stopping everything for this nice moment. It's like, yeah, this is all, yeah, Ash, you have to, you're a good kid and everything like that. You're an athlete, but like, let's go also. You know what I mean? It was just,
I like the part where like they're digging to escape, and that's when he decides to have some one-on-one time with his son. His son just like, that's it. I'm putting mud in my ears. Keep talking. I can't hear you now. Like I just love that as they just like digging. He's failing miserably at trying to connect with his son. That's it. I'm done. Just putting mud in my ears.
But yeah, and I like that even like Mr. Fox, like he changes by the end, but he's still kind of a bastard. You know? Like he's not going to do a 180, but he's doing better with his family now.
Change takes time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially when you've been set in your ways for a long time. But I like watching characters grow from being a complete, like, 100%, like, just to being, like, more of, like, okay, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting better. It takes a lot. It takes a village.
Maybe the second kid will make him change his ways.
Fantastic Fox Mr.
Hey, he was
2.
glowing. So
Yeah, it was so funny. I like how even the way she announces the pregnancy is just like, by the way, I'm pretty. Goes,
Just like so matter of fact.
yeah, it's like, ooh.
Yes.
the voice acting in this movie is so cool.
Yeah.
And you know why? They actually went to different locations outside to record it. He didn't want it done in a studio because he felt like that would lead to like more stilted performances, not as much of a natural back and forth. So he just got all the actors and recorded the audio outside.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's cool.
So
I like that.
In Wes Anderson fashion, as I like to think, he got all his friends up together, and they all did the voices. So we have George Clooney as the main guy. You have Meryl Streep.
By the way, Clooney, I mean, his voice is just like, it is
Perfect.
like peanut butter. Yeah. like if I could have a vocal transplant, I think I would choose George Clooney's.
Voice changer, George Clooney.
Yeah.
You have Meryl Streep playing Mrs. Fox, Bill Murray.
As Badger.
Yeah, Jason Schwartzman, who
As
I always
Ash.
enjoy.
God, I love Jason Schwartz.
Willem Dafoe.
Rat. Yeah.
Michael Gambon. Who,
Bean.
the only movie I think I remember him from, like, in my mind is, like, Tim Burton's, like, Sleepy Hollow, because he's in that one.
He's
I know
Dumbledore.
he's done lots of stuff,
Yeah.
but I think that was the first time I ever, like, saw him in a movie.
You said he's Dumbledore?
Yeah, right?
Oh.
Yeah, he's the second Dumbledore. He's
Yeah.
the one who goes, Harry Potter, did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
He obviously did not read Harry Potter. If he said that one.
He did not say it like
But
that.
that became a meme. It's
Yes,
like
yeah.
calmly
I love
asked
it.
in the book and
I
the
use
film. He's
it
like,
every
having-
month.
No,
Somebody.
I like that his Dumbledore is just frazzled.
Aggressive. He's trying to, like, deal with the school and deal with the Dark Lord. That's what I got. You also have Owen Wilson in the
Yeah.
movie playing
Yes.
Coach
Who-
Skip.
Such a great part. That's such a great scene.
I bring this up because whenever I bring it up, people are always shocked to find out, but him and Wes Anderson grew up together.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're both Texas boys, and Owen Wilson even co-wrote, like, the first 3 Wes Anderson movies.
Wow.
Yeah, he wrote Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, and Royal Tenenbaums.
Wow.
And
Would
in
you
the-
ever play that game that they play in the film? When the coach
Whack
was
that?
I
coach was
don't know that I would know
explaining
how to.
those rules, I was like,
I'm sure somebody has made rules.
Calvin
for.
Ball type game.
But I just love it how he's just he goes, "Yep, I got it." And he outshines
What's it
everyone.
called? Whack ball.
Whack
Whack
Bat.
bat.
Whack.
And Christopherson is actually voiced by Wes Anderson's brother,
Oh.
yeah.
Eric Chase Anderson, who does a lot of the artwork for his films.
Oh,
cool.
That's nice. I like when they do that, when you utilize like your family members and you creatively. That's really nice. I like
And
that.
Wes is in the movie as the Weasel,
Oh, okay.
Which one's
I-
the weasel?
the real estate agent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I love how he's trying to convince. I love the scene where he's trying to convince him you don't want that property, and then he just gives up. He goes, "Okay, whatever. Just take it." That was a nice tree, though.
That was
when
a
they
nice tree.
when they moved into that tree, it's like that is a nice tree.
Yeah,
That's
in a bad
actually-
neighborhood, but nice tree. Yeah.
Based on a real tree.
Is it really?
Yes. So again, I'm sorry. I keep pulling from these making ofs, but
No.
No, you're fine.
Wes and I guess some of the Essential crew got to spend time at Roald Dahl's actual house, and he incorporated like a bunch of objects from the actual house into the movie. Like
Wow.
Mr. Fox's office is just Roald Dahl's office.
That's
Wow.
super cute.
And yeah, and like the
That's
tree
such a
is based
great
on a
ode.
real tree on the property and stuff. And
Oh,
But that was a very nice tree. I remember like when they moved, it's like, why would you not be satisfied with this tree? You have the great out. I can understand when they were prior to moving into tree, like they didn't really see any sunlight. I can kind of understand
They're in a
that.
cave.
That's kind of
Yeah.
Wes Anderson's MO, is he loves utilizing all the environmental factors around him. Like, I went back and I rewatched recently, like, The Grand Budapest Hotel. I love that movie.
beautiful.
And, like, it's like the more you realize that he has such an interesting way of filmmaking that it feels almost like there's the scene when, like, Bill Murray finally escapes and he's calling, not Bill Murray, it's, can't think of his name. Ray
Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes, yeah.
Is like they've escaped and they're getting on like the trolley to go above.
Yes,
You know
I
the
love
thing,
the trolleys.
and the trolley looks so like stop motiony animation. It feels so out of place, but the scenery of like the Alps and stuff like that is just so beautiful. And you're just like he just utilizes every little piece of like what's there and keeps it so natural while also making it feel like you're kind of like in a storybook, or he's piecing. It looks like he actually like went and like did scrapbooking and just kind of pieces things there, but makes it work somehow. And so that's like when they went up in Fantastic Fox, Mr. Fox. It's like they go onto the surface, and then you see the back shot like from far away, and it looks just like how I think it looks. It's like, oh, it looks like he just scrapbooked some things in between there, and I love that. It shows like a level of creativity that's not nobody else does. That's definitely his like MO to
There's
me.
so many nice little details. Like I just like that the Badgers MacBook had like post-it notes on it. It's like you're already making the tiny little computer.
Well.
Then you go and write little post-it notes for it.
Attention to detail.
Also, the camera movement in this movie, wild for stop motion.
yeah.
There's so many pans and zooms and just like dollies, and it's just insane to me. Like,
That's true, actually. I guess I wasn't really thinking about it while I was watching it, but now you say that, especially the stuff when they're burrowing and stuff like that, and all that panning is happening. How'd they do that?
I have no clue.
Wow. It's kind of
No
interesting.
behind the scenes for the panning of the camera. Way to go.
But yeah, I mean, if you couldn't tell, I love this movie. This was my second time watching it. The first time I was like, oh, this is a very fun movie. This time I was like, oh, this is just lovely. Smile on my face the whole time.
Can we talk about the farmers?
Bogus Bunsen Bean?
Yeah, I think we should.
Like when I was reading about their eating habits, I'm like, oh my god,
What are their
how are
eating
you all
habits?
alive?
Well, one of them eats 8 chickens a day.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
one has
A lot
like
of
pie
chickens, yeah.
stuffed with like goose whatever,
Yeah,
which
he's the goose farmer.
that just grossed me out. And then
Sounds
one
good.
is
That's
just
just British food, though.
what?
They love meat pies over there. Yeah,
They
that's-
do. I mean, they made a musical about it.
Yeah, but a meat pack instead that was just, ugh. And then one just subsists on like his
It's alcoholic
his cider.
Yeah, that can't be healthy. I mean, none of it.
Doesn't that hard cider look amazing, though?
It does melted gold.
But I like when his wife says like, "How many did you have yesterday? 3. No, you can just have 2 today." I like when she just changes her mind and just walks up. The wife character was funny. Was she really blind or
She had a
visually impaired?
astigmatism or a cataract.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Christopherson diagnosed her.
Because laughed because I just love it. It's like, she's blind. She can't see us. And then she turns with the knife and they just like dive out of there. It's just so funny. So there were a lot of funny moments.
And you know she had her glasses on
Oh,
when she came back.
Oh, I
She
didn't
had-
even notice.
She had her glasses on, so she saw them when she came back in the room.
Oh, okay.
Killer script on this thing too.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so rat-a-tat. Like, it's co-written by Noah Baumbach.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with that. I'm a big
He
fan of Noah.
did Squid and the Whale, Marriage Story,
Francis Ha.
Horowitz stories, Francis Ha.
I think I know a Marriage Story. I just never watched it.
Yeah. It's
I
good.
know the funny meme that came out of it, when he like bangs his hand on the wall.
Yeah.
He
It's an
yells.
intense scene. Good
Made
movie.
it so funny though.
But going into it, I had no idea that he co-wrote it. And you can kind of, I think you kind of see a little bit of him in there.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. This is definitely the better of his kids' movies that he's written.
Oh, I didn't know he did other ones.
Yeah, to pay for his divorce, he did Madagascar 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right, I think you did tell me that, yeah.
Wes Anderson. Oh.
No, Noah
Oh.
Baumbach.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
Baumbach.
God. I was
He,
like,
he
no.
wrote Polka Dot, Polka Dot, Polka Dot, Afro.
Yeah.
That was all him.
Oh no, Afro Circus.
Did it work? Was he able to pay for his divorce? Or
Probably.
I guess so.
Sure did.
Yeah.
And he's doing
He's
all
gonna
right
be doing
now.
fine now,
Yeah.
so,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
He was
And
a
he's with
writer
Greta
on
Gerwig.
I was
that.
going to say he's
Like,
married
yeah.
to Greta Gerwig, so he's doing all right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's married to who?
Greta Gerwig.
Oh, you know what I find interesting though? Like all the
She's
animals are
another
wearing
girl.
clothes, but they're not wearing shoes.
Interesting.
What? Not that well.
They like having their paws out.
Oh, I know who that is.
I like that little line at the end where he's like, they say all foxes are slightly allergic to linoleum, but it's cool to the paw.
Oh. Also, did you think he was really calm for someone who just had his tail shot off?
Yes, absolutely.
That's kind of another, I think, MO of Wes Anderson is that something horrific
The
happens to somebody,
underreaction.
and it's just,
He also wasn't in
okay.
any
Very
pain whatsoever.
pan.
Oh, I know.
I really like that scene where someone's talking to him about it, and he's like, "Can we just squash it?
Yeah.
Can we move on?"
And then at the end, he has like a prosthetic one.
It's the same tail, but it's all
Yeah.
chewed up by the
Yeah.
rabid dog. It's missing fur.
I'm not gonna lie, his stop motion, the creation of the dogs, like
The
really
dogs
creeps me.
look
Even in like
nuts.
Isle of Dogs, they like creep me out to a certain extent. I've never creeped out by like, someone's creation, but that thing, like they actually look like horrific when they like do the up close imaging of the dogs' faces. I'm just like,
I've never seen Isle of Dogs.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it on the same level as like Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's my opinion though, but it's cute. I like it.
Yeah.
The dog with rabies though was pretty terrifying. Like, why was he still keeping the rabid dog?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That was just like foaming at
Hey,
the
he
mouth.
had the rabies medicine,
Yeah.
so he's probably recovering.
Someone had forgotten to give it to him though.
He's
I-
getting over.
I liked the blueberry scenes. It's like beagles love blueberries, and he just shoots the blueberry and they just drop. It's funny. Beagles love blueberries.
I also love that this is basically just like at first it's like it feels like a family movie, but it's a heist movie.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because we're so used to seeing like Ocean's 11 heist movies or like, there's so many heist movies out that they make jokes about heist movies in general as all being the same. And this one doesn't feel the same as a heist movie because it's a kid's movie that's a heist movie.
They were definitely
But-
going for that Ocean's 5 when they got Clooney.
Yeah.
So.
This is Ocean's 5. That's why George Clooney's in it. So, I don't know. I like heisty movies that are like this. They're like
Yeah.
cozy, funny.
Yeah, it
Good
was like a
fun.
fun heist movie. It wasn't like a like serious. We're all actually gonna die.
Do you
You
think
know
that's why
what's
they
a-
cast
what's a
George
good
Clooney
heist
as the main
movie?
character?
Logan Lucky.
Yes,
Always throwing out Logan Lucky.
Logan
Great
Lucky
movie.
is a good heist movie. That one's fun. Daniel Craig just demented in that.
That was his first crack at the Southern accent. Now
Yeah.
it's all he does.
Yeah.
He fell in love with it.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I can do this. This is. I'll stick with it.
It's not bad.
No, I love
it's-
his accent.
It's really good. Actually.
Yeah. You
I'm
kidding
usually
me?
like
I
super
love
critical
Knives
on
Out.
Southern accents, but it's just like at the same time like depends on where you are and stuff like that. But he did a pretty good job because I think he used it in what was it, Knives Out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, what are you doing, Daniel Craig? Who is this man?
Yeah, I thought it was very good in Knives Out.
Knives Out 2 coming out.
Coming out
I
December.
know, Glass Onion.
Yeah. Is he in that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's about him, isn't it? No, not him. No. I thought they were making like a
That's
show.
the new one, right? It's coming
Yeah,
out
Glass
soon?
Onion's the...
Janelle
is the
Monáe's in
second
it? Or somebody?
Oh, I did
Right?
not know that. Crazy. They all have crazy casts, so
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm shocked.
Yeah, I thought... if we're thinking of the same movie. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I mean...
Yeah,
how
the
many
Knives
movies
Out
are
sequel. Like,
Yeah. How many... Oh, is that what it's called?
it's called Glass Onion, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery.
Oh.
It's 2 hours.
Is
and
Janelle
19
Monáe in
minutes.
it?
I will figure that
I
out.
don't think they should have subtitled it. That's my take.
Yeah, I
Yeah, a
didn't-
Knives Out Mystery.
I
They
didn't
should
be
just
even
left
confident.
it.
Yeah.
Just...
He's literally on the poster. Like Daniel Craig just standing right there in front of the pool.
They're all songs by British rock bands.
Nice.
Just call it Glass Onion.
Yep, Janelle Monáe
Oh,
plays
okay.
Cassandra
So
Brand.
we
who
were
I
seeing...
don't
I
know who
was
that is
seeing
yet.
the same thing. All right. Because I think I only saw
Dave
Glass Onion, and
Bautista.
I had no idea that it was associated with Knives Out.
Batista is the man.
Yeah,
I
he's been
love
doing
Batista.
so well. There is Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Edward Norton, Ethan
Yeah.
Hawke, Jessica Henwick, and some other people I don't really know, but you guys probably do because I'm.
Over under on Ed Norton being the one to die.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the one who did it.
No, the one who gets killed.
No.
I'm saying that because apparently Ed Norton is not fun to work with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why he stopped being in so many movies because
Oh,
people were
yeah.
just like, apparently he like tries to direct and
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It's like you're not the director,
gets over
you're just the
ambitious.
actor. It's the last movie he was even in.
But yeah, can we talk about Ash?
Yeah.
What a character! I love messed up little kids.
Yeah. And the part where he's like, he embraces who he is. At the end, he's like, I can fit in there. I'm little, or I'm tiny, or whatever he says. I'm like, good for you, Ash. Embrace who you are. You know.
I'm just reading a review on Dove.org about it.
About Fantastic Mr. Fox. Did they say nasty things about it?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
What's their
Yeah.
beef?
What can you say about
Can
it?
I read it?
Please.
Sure.
Okay.
Beef.
So this says the animation is unique and vivid in this film, and a father, Fox, whose lifestyle causes his family all kinds of problems, takes a bit of responsibility in the end. And I just ran out of good things to say because the father, despite owning a job at a newspaper, continues to steal, and his family and friends steal.
Oh, this is just a goofy,
from a supermarket.
like, he commits 5 venal sins.
Well, here's some I'll skip this. There's a lot of violence in the movie, with several characters dying, weapons being used, stealing, teenage rebellion, and a lack of respect shown to adults, as well as drinking and smoking.
This seems like the kind of person who wants to speak to your manager.
Perhaps most disturbing of all the words is cuss, being used in place of other words. In one line, a character says, "Oh my cuss," instead of using the name God. It is sad when God is called cuss.
We don't know for a fact they were going to say God.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Could have said, "Oh my," or something.
Gosh.
Please bleep. Oh my gosh! Yeah, they could. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But my
God.
counterpoint is that kids love that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's faith. Regarding faith, there's none. Integrity, a character kills a chicken by eating it in one bite. Several characters
A
are
fox,
electrocuted
What is this, a parental warning?
on electric
Foxes
fence.
and chickens
A
are
rat
natural
brandishes a
dogs.
switchblade. A crime spree. A foxtail is shot
rules.
off and set on fire and later mangled. One female character scratches her husband. A
A
character.
deserved
Yeah, she was
scratch.
mad.
I'm enjoying your reactions to this. A character practices target shooting. Okay. A character tears up a place in anger. A character throws a cigarette at a musician and tells him he wrote a bad song.
Okay.
It was a pretty good song.
That song ruled.
I
I'm so,
liked that song.
That's Jarvis Cocker from Pulp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, when I first saw that, I assumed Wes Anderson was going to have a character in it. I assumed that was him.
There's a sex rating for the film.
What is it?
Mr. Fox and his wife kiss. Mrs. Fox
Oh, God.
announces she's pregnant.
Disgusting.
And then does so again near the film's end.
People
Another
have
Fox couple
children?
kiss.
Oh, kissing? Ooh. but they're married, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
It has a little rating like
Good
1, so
Christian
sex is
family.
in there.
I guess a child could say to their parents, how is she pregnant? And then you have to explain the foxes and the
You don't have to explain it,
bees.
because
There's drugs too.
drugs.
Oh my
the
god!
apple cider probably is what they're
Oh.
gonna say.
The
Yeah.
audacity, the scandal.
Alcoholic
of this movie.
cider is consumed. One character smokes during most of the movie. A character holds a drink in his hand. Wine is consumed. A
no.
comment about having too much drink. Champagne and unlit cigarette in a character's mouth. Nudity, there's none.
Good.
They're animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, hide your kids, hide your wives,
Wives.
hide your husbands.
Come through the window.
Wes Anderson's coming for everyone.
Come through your window, snatching a piece.
I like the cuss thing because
Yeah,
you can
I do
tell him and Noah Baumbach probably just wrote curses in the script and they're like, we got to take these out. We can't do that.
But it kind of makes sense too, because in life, and obviously not everyone, some people curse more than others. But cursing is
sorry.
natural. No, that's why
I just think it's
that's why we love you, Amanda.
I'm sorry.
It's like
But it's a
that.
natural part of, I think, of speech in a lot of ways. So in a way, like to not have it.
I
High
like,
school changes a person.
I like that SpongeBob episode where they learn a curse and it's just dolphin noises. You know,
Ooh, you should put that in.
I
every
really
time
should
somebody-
start using that as the censor.
Every time somebody says or something like that.
Beep, beep.
Just your dolphin noises.
Yeah.
We'll get crazy with it. All the censor sounds, that are all the possibilities, instead of just like what people do on TikTok, where it's just like they say like the first letter and it's like.
Oh, I hate that.
I love when they like
I-
do.
Also,
nuance.
why are they censoring on TikTok?
Okay, I
Oh, they
can't get
did
into
it.
TikTok at all because of all that stuff and that terrible text-to-speech voice.
Oh, I
it
hate that
just
too.
And that's
it's like
literally
nails
the
on a
only
chalkboard
the ones I do
to
that
me.
for, are like the major ones with the text to speech, and I do kind of hate it after a while. It really depends on which text to speech they're using.
It's
But
always
all the
that
Reddit
woman
posts,
who's like, I
the
can't
MIB,
stand. I
and then
just
they read a whole post.
whenever I go on that app, it's just
I don't like
can't
the
do it.
female one.
I
That
gave
one's-
up on it.
That one's excessive. That one
It's
sounds
not
way
funny.
too robotic. Like, at least like there's like one male one that actually sounds like, okay, this is a bit better.
I also don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
Okay, I almost got it, and then you get like videos on there that go on for like 2 minutes straight.
They can
and
go up
you're
to
like,
3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
it's,
long video.
yeah, it's like, why am
Really?
I just not on YouTube at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could actually scrub through the video then instead of
Yeah.
having to wait for it to loop if I miss something.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube is now monetizing their shorts, which is
Yeah,
now where
I don't do
everyone's gonna
YouTube
go.
Shorts
Yeah.
because I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't get it on TikTok. I'm not gonna get the YouTube version of TikTok.
So a 3-minute video on TikTok is too long? I
It
feel
does
so
seem a
old.
bit excessive, especially when you have the parts.
When you're sitting and you're
It-
scrolling.
So like, okay, TikTok
minutes
is
is too
Vine too. That's
Yeah,
what it
essentially.
is, and I missed it.
Vine was 6 seconds.
10
So, like,
seconds. 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay, but like, when I think of that kind of infinite video format, I think of quick, punchy stuff that's
Yeah.
in and out. You know, but if I'm sitting there for 3 minutes,
Yeah.
it's just like I feel
too
like,
long.
why am I just not watching this on YouTube?
That's fair for stuff like that. Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I like
Agreed.
the ASMR TikTok videos.
ASMR has the opposite intended effect for me.
I think I'm the exact same way.
I think it depends because
yeah,
there are certain triggers
It just, yeah, I think it just varies from person
that
to
annoy
person.
me. Like I don't like the mouth sound triggers. I find that annoying as all hell. I can't stand them. But then again, it doesn't really work for me anyway. I just watch it because some of them, like the way the ASMR artists like do their content, like they have this like emoji ASMR challenge, which is kind of cool. But yeah, like for me, it's like even the hair play ones. Like watching it doesn't relax me. Like if someone were playing with my hair, then I'd be relaxed. But yeah, the mouth sounds one always annoy me. I can't stand those ones. So those are the ones I avoid. But there are some fun ones.
I think I just hate sounds. Like, just.
It
Like-
depends. Like I can get like atmospheric sounds are sometimes kind of nice, but I'm
Yeah.
not an ASMR. I'm not gonna stay for long on ASMR.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I like the sound of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like,
People
I don't
eating
want
is not my
to.
thing.
Like, the one you showed me, the person, like, their fingers tapping.
I've done that with people.
Oh,
Like
we're not supposed. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Way to go.
That
Lou.
won't be too bad,
Yeah.
though.
Way to
But
go.
when you showed me that, I was like, it was like driving me crazy.
I like
I-
the
Oh, no.
hydraulic press ones where they just take an hydraulic press and they smush things with it. It's
Oh.
kind of cool because like
Those,
the,
yeah, I don't
Those
even
are
consider
cool
that
for me.
ASMR.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say,
No,
you
not
just
at
like
all.
that
But
because
for me,
things are being
it's like one of
smashed?
those calming things.
Were
It's
you
like,
into like the 1,000-degree knife videos?
Thousand Green Knife?
Oh, they just get a knife really hot and they cut things.
Oh, I've seen those. Oh, they're kind of
Really?
satisfying.
Yeah, it kind of rules.
It's like
Wow.
smooth.
Well, I like the one like where you play with not Play-Doh. It's the grown-up version of it. What's it? Oh,
Oh, they have like all those little like glitter ones where they just smash them, or they like have the little
slime.
slimes,
The slime, yeah.
slimes.
Like, because there are people
I
that
would
test slimes out, and those are that's kind
I like
And you
playing
can
with
buy
slime.
them if you
Yeah.
like.
I'm not a fan of the texture.
No,
No.
see, like that stuff I don't mind. Like
That's
if
what
I
they're
was
trying to
touching it
do now
myself-
is they add things to the slime now to try to make it, or they take different kinds where it's like not so like gooey and slimy. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
like
I feel like
more
if I don't like the
crinkly.
base
Yeah.
of it, though, it's like.
I don't like when they put all the like they show you all these really pretty ones and they like show you how they put it in. It looks like whipped cream. You're like, ooh, pretty, but like it has like little chocolate bar little things or little watermelons, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose all of those. I'm like, if I start
Yeah.
playing
What
with
are the
them.
what are the things on Allison's desk? Those two things. I could squeeze those all day. There's like
Are they stress ball things?
no, but they.
Oh,
kinda.
those are BT21 characters.
Yeah, I could squeeze
They're
those all day.
squeezies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like softer than a stress ball though,
Oh, okay.
and they like pop out. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, that's
okay.
nice. I like that.
Is it like one of those old little squeeze guys, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Bing."
I'm like, I gotta stop playing with these. I'm
I
gonna
need to
break her
invest
stuff.
in like some kind of stress ball or something because like I was doing it with ping pong balls in the office the other day.
Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah.
just cracking his knuckles. I was like, yo, that's intense. It was this huge sound, like these huge pops. I was like,
I do
no.
crack my knuckles way too much.
I
but-
do that all the time. I crack my knuckles like crazy. I crack my ankles because they just hurt me. So I just
That
like
just-
pop them.
My ankles just crack when I walk. I've reached that age.
We're getting old, Joe.
Yeah.
We're all getting old.
Speaking of textures, though, I love the textures in this movie.
Yes.
Oh,
It-
I like
Everything
bring
is
us back.
so tactile.
Yeah.
Like, I love being able to look at something and think, oh, I think I know what that's made of. Oh.
I like the clothing.
Yes.
The clothing is very
Yeah,
interesting.
Mr. Fox is like a short shirt that's made out of like terry cloth, and I was just like, oh, that looks so cozy.
Yeah.
I was kind of disturbed
little
that the son is
corduroy
always in his
jacket.
underwear for like most of the film.
When he puts the sock on his
Ash is definitely mostly Noah Baumbach, right? Like
Yeah,
that's
oh,
a Squid
yeah.
and the Whale kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
like
love
his like
Ash.
superhero cape that he has on. What I love the scene too where he finds out the cousin is coming.
Different.
Yeah, and he just
And he spits.
yeah he just comes in at random moments and his clothes for each time he shows back up he has more clothing on where he's like complaining about his cousin coming over.
I think.
You were supposed to be my lab partner.
Oh yeah.
You're disloyal.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a little ball of vengeance.
And meanwhile, Christopherson just everybody loves him. He's the chillest guy,
Yeah.
doing his yoga, doing karate.
Yeah.
He's the poster boy. He's
I love
the best child.
Christopherson.
I like when like Ash is always talking about when his father's gonna die so that he can leave, and he has like the teacup in the kitchen,
Well,
and he like
he's-
throws the acorn, and it bounces and lands perfectly in his cup. It's just so funny.
Well, it's like Ash spends like the first half of the movie, or I think maybe the majority of the movie until he gets like caught. Like, you know, he tries really hard to be what his father wants him to
Yeah.
be, and he's constantly disappointed by the fact that he can't be
That-
what his father
that
wants,
was
and
the
that's what
part.
makes George Clooney. I think that's the most thing that, you know, Mr. Fox does is that he has these high expectations. I hate parents like in movies. I hate watching even in real life that have like high expectations of their kids to be exactly like how they were or to emulate them in some way. And the kid can't. It's not him. And at the end, I don't know if you realize when they're all drinking like apple juice or the whatever, he's the only one drinking grape juice.
Aw.
So it's
did
it's
not
another
notice
way
that.
he stands out as being like different and weird. He's just very eccentric.
But so that was actually the scene that I was trying to remember. The mother is the one giving him this pep talk and
Oh,
saying
yes.
like you're different and everything like that. And then she walks away. He's like, I'm an athlete. And And the thing is that he kind of proves that he is like he wants to be that way though. He wants to be
He wants to be what his dad wants.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and he proves that he can do
Must
it.
be normal.
And then his father calls him an athlete and stuff like that. I was like, that's cool. That's nice.
I love the mom's pep talk because I really thought like the way the music swells that he was gonna. He goes, nah. Just
The
forget
mom
it."
is so cool. Oh,
Yeah.
But that's also
Well, that's
very
not
realistic
She's
too.
dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, like her husband's like stealing.
Is she a hairdresser?
no, she's a
A
landscape
fur dresser?
Yeah,
artist.
that's right.
A fur dresser.
Oh, okay, never. Because I always saw with all the scissors. Oh, does she do cosmetology? Oh no, landscaper. Okay, never mind.
No, she's
For
just
some
got a
reason I
really
Yeah,
good
she
job.
draws natural disasters the whole time.
Oh yeah, yeah, but I don't know. But that scene was funny. And it's also realistic because your parent can give you that pep talk, but you don't want to hear it. There's like a time and a place for it. But that and the scene with the father trying to bond with him while they're digging their way out for their lives. He's like, nope, can't hear you right now. It's just like,
I like when the rat is just like, oh, Felicity was the town tot.
Oh yeah. And then somebody asked him, was like, is that true? And he's like, well,
we
listen,
all
you know,
had
we're
fun.
young.
Let's
all
not
had a
apply a
good
double
time."
standard.
oh yeah, he's very chill about it.
Yeah, he doesn't even defend it. He knows he's just like, you know, we were younger, we have a good time.
Willem Dafoe plays like really funny.
He's so fun.
He's
His
just
southern
gnarly
accent's
people.
really funny in
Yeah.
this. I love it.
I feel like do you feel like the animals represented like who the people were? Like, could you visualize George Clooney being a fox? Or
I
do you
think-
George Clooney, yeah.
I mean,
George
yeah,
Clooney
he
is,
is
I think,
always
the-
called a silver fox,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Now, was that the Defoe is a rat or he's
Yeah.
like
He's
another
the
kind
rat.
Of...
He's the really
With the
gross
switchblade.
tall-
No, because he seemed really like I thought. Didn't
The
think he was a
rotter.
rat. I thought he was another kind.
They
of
call him Rat, at least.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's
Oh, yeah,
called- he's
yeah.
like rat the rotter or something. I don't know. Yeah.
They just call him Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
he
just
was
gross
he was
looking, that's
legit
it.
the security force for that place.
Yeah, he wanted a little taste of that cider.
So that's
Who put the rats in
another
charge?
question. Was he self-appointed or did that guy actually hire a rat?
I mean, they sent letters to the fox, so I guess maybe you can give a rat employment papers.
So do you think Willem Dafoe has like rat energy? Is that it? Like,
I
do you,
mean, yeah.
do you think
Yeah,
like when
actually,
you look
yeah,
at Willem
I think
Dafoe,
I
do you
do.
think rat?
I think
If we're going for smaller animals, yeah.
yeah, I think he could for sure.
You really
Yeah.
think?
Yeah,
I can see it.
definitely.
He's kind of cringy in his roles sometimes.
I wouldn't say cringy.
Not cringy. He just I look at him though and he terrifies me.
Shifty. He's shifty.
Yeah, he's
Shifty.
I don't know, when
You
he
know?
smiles, it gives me like
Exactly.
I'm like bad bad vibes. I don't.
So did you think that it was nice that Mr. Fox and the badger bonded over minnows?
Yes.
Kylie. He's an opossum.
A
Kylie.
possum.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They bonded over minnows. I thought that was
Yes.
adorable.
Don't underestimate the power of men and their fish.
I really liked Microtus pennsylvanius, the little mouse tailor.
Yeah.
I missed the mouse tailor.
Oh, and when they're planning like the big heist at the end, and he's
Oh.
like, "I want to
Latin
help,"
names.
and he's like an inch tall,
Yeah.
and Mr. Fox is like, "Good, fantastic, Microtus pennsylvanius," because
Yeah.
he's into giving everyone Latin names at that
Yeah.
point.
I really
Yeah.
love how accurate they are with the possum, Kylie. It's like when you look at a possum, their eyes are kind of like sunken in a little
Just
bit,
go-
and they really
He
have
goes
that going.
into death mode
I
occasionally.
just realized
That's what
why.
they do. They kill
Yeah.
themselves essentially.
But
They
I
stop their
also
own
just
heart.
realized now it makes sense because like they show videos where like you shine light on them and they literally get so disoriented they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Now that makes so much sense because I kept on wondering. I kind of felt like the possum. I could feel that like I understand what you're doing. Because if I had a best friend that had this whole heist plan, I mean, I'd want to be moral support, but at the same time be like, do you really think this is a great idea? Just still follow along, but it's like those questions like, would you help a friend bury a body?
Of course.
Would you?
Really depends.
On who they
On
killed
what?
or the situation?
Depends
Yeah.
on the person and how they did it. I'd
Well,
be like,
let
I'd
me-
look
let
at
me-
this.
let-
I'd have to
let's-
assess the situation.
Let's put it this way: if somebody is coming to you and asking you to help them bury a body, they're probably a very close friend, right?
One would
Like-
hope.
Like no one that you're an acquaintance with is going to come and say, "Hey, I just ran somebody over. Help me out real quick." You know what I mean? you're not gonna Goodfellas them.
I
in the
think I
trunk
would say
with
I'd be
some-
like, hold up, first off, let's assess the situation. Let's see how on a scale of 1 to 10 how likely you are to get caught just by looking at the situation.
So you'd essentially rat them out.
So you live your life in fear. I understand.
I don't live my life in fear, but it also depends on where we are, because traveling with a dead body really stings. I would
How
assume.
do you know?
It's rigor
See,
mortis. Rigor mortis sets in after
You're thinking
like a
you're
couple
thinking way
hours.
too hard on the
Yeah.
situation that was posed.
Swamps.
It's just like no. But the possum, like
Swamps.
I felt the possum
place.
character. I was like, I understand you because I'd be the same way.
Yeah, I liked the possum. character
Neurotic.
quite a bit.
Well, one other funny scene is when his eyes glaze over and Mr. Fox is like, "Can you give me like a signal that you've understood everything that I just said?" It's just like, this is it.
That's me when I step out into the sunlight.
Oh my god! Give a signal. Give a signal.
Music so killer in this too.
Yeah, the music was great.
I love the Beach Boys in the opening. That's
Yeah.
so good. Especially the cut to like, oh, now he's domestic with and my children are raised, they suddenly rise. Boom.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also takes learning that he's a father very well. Like he's very chill about it. Like there's no moment of crisis. I also like.
I
when he
think he's panicked when he gives that big grin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
well,
that's,
at that
that's
point,
a
'cause-
panic face.
But I
for
like
him.
it. Says like,
Facade.
how do you think this trap works? And I like how the wife was like, "No, honey, don't." It's like, "Do you think it falls this way or maybe this way?"
Yeah.
Like at that point, you should have scratched him.
He's like, just straight down, actually.
I would say I want to be that level of unbothered. Like go through life and just just like that level of
You
unbothered.
could.
It's achievable.
No, not
And
really.
It's achievable. With
Maybe if I had a brain transplant and like another like no.
with a healthy dose of nihilism, you can achieve it.
That level of
Yeah,
unbothered.
you just have to
Not care.
nothing. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Nihilism.
Like
It's not.
I wouldn't say it's nihilism.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say not caring. It's being unbothered, I think is the word you.
unbothered.
But I guess that's not really how you become unbothered, by saying just be unbothered.
I always
I
take
don't know how
like
you-
when it comes to situations like that, I always like take a moment and I'm like, how does this affect me? And then I realize it doesn't. And I go, okay. And then I just go on. I'm like, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad or how is this really gonna affect me? And it's like, okay, how worried should I be? Very little. Doing my taxes? Okay. Little.
A little higher.
It's a little higher because there's a time crunch on it, but then it's like done. And you're like,
That time crunch is awfully long, though.
it really is.
It's it is a funny movie and there are a lot of great moments. And the voice acting is really good too. I appreciated that.
Top-notch,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love how the water looks in this.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I
I
always
don't know
love
how they
seeing.
achieved it. I think maybe it might be like saran wrap or something.
Oh, yeah?
But it looks so cool.
I would love to look into that because when it comes to like, I don't know, you guys ever watch like Kubo and the Two
Yes.
Strings? Like how they did the water in that movie was really great, and they showed you the behind the scenes. I don't know, it's Leica's been doing some really cool things with their movies, trying to get like the perfect feel for things. In Kubo, they made it seem like a painting, like the old, like Japanese paintings and stuff like that. And it was like they used like this fabric, but they had these little rotors, like these little stands, all in different things, and they would move them like electronically, and they
that's
would
sick.
give this cool little ripple effect. So they have like a little. It's weird because with stop motion, it's like it's until everything gets kind of put together and they show you like super fast people like working on it and moving all the pieces, which include like all the little things down below, and it's like nuts. It's so pretty. I don't know how they did in this. It looks like it's like a mixture of saran wrap with like, either it's a lighting thing or maybe they had like a green screen kind of thing behind it, allowing it to have like some water aesthetic. I
The
don't know.
running water was made with plastic wrap.
Yeah, okay.
I'm looking at the scene right now because that's the first image for the trailer.
Yeah.
Actually, is the looking at the
I really
water.
like the what was I thinking?
Yeah.
The cotton ball
What are we,
smoke
chocolate roll?
too.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that was a beautiful shot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, in front of the
I don't know if you could
waterfall.
pull up that.
Oh, I
that
definitely
image.
will.
Yeah.
I probably could.
But yeah,
And-
and just the cotton ball smoke on everything.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I don't know if you mentioned that the director used part of his own clothing to make the fabric for Mr. Fox. Yeah. That's cool. I like how, like, it's amazing how you take something so simple, but it has such a beautiful effect.
Yeah, that photo. That
Yeah,
one.
that's a
the two
really great shot.
Figures.
Yes.
Yeah.
But can you imagine, like, who thought that up? Oh, plastic wrap. Like, when you think about it, it's something so simple but at the same time so effective. Like,
Well, that's what's so interesting about anything stop motion. Like when George Lucas was building all of the, like, you know, the starships and stuff like that, Star Destroyers. I read somewhere that they took like Lego pieces and they smashed them with like a hammer, and all those little pieces they used to basically like build like
Okay.
the Star Destroyers and stuff like that, and it was really kind of neat. I was like, oh, they just like took. At first, I was like, oh, they're smashing a bunch of Legos. That's really expensive. I'm like, oh no, but that's what they did to build it. It's really interesting to feel like to know what they're using, why they chose to use it. You know, whether it's budgetary or something else. It's really a lot of fun. So
We should make our own stop motion movie. one day.
that's.
Did you guys ever? I just had deja vu. Did you guys ever watch Parks and Rec?
Yes.
When
Calzone.
yeah, when what's his name in the show? Is it Ben?
Yeah.
When Ben makes the stop motion thing, he's so psyched about it. He's like, I think this is really good, guys. I think this is really good. And he goes to show his friend it, and like it's literally a guy sitting out of bed, and then it's over, and he's like, I worked for 30 straight hours, and that's all I got.
It's insane. It's an insane process. It takes like possibly years, depending on just how much needs to be like edited, had needs to be made, the supplies,
Yeah,
the constant changing of the facial expressions, every scene. Like I know when it came to like Nightmare Before Christmas, I was reading all the like this behind the scenes stuff, but like they had like you can buy them too, but they're really expensive. And I think Tim Burton has a set of all of Jack's facial expressions for certain scenes.
Yeah,
they have to change his head every
The
time.
puppets on here, they could just manipulate the faces,
Which is
So,
weird,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, they got around that, but
And honestly, there wasn't like it was pretty seamless.
yeah, there's a little bit of jumpiness to it, but I think that's intentional.
Yeah.
But like, they moved beautifully.
Yeah, it really, like it almost, like it almost had the feel of an animated film. You know, it really, really kind of flowed nicely. There wasn't those like weird jumps that like you'd have in like Robot Chicken, like.
Yo, I
You
love
know.
Robot Chickens. I stopped watching after a while, but I still love it. I need to go back and get the other DVDs.
So yeah, sorry, damn, I gotta stop doing
You're
that.
good.
I do that too, don't worry.
We need I need
You're
pads.
trying
or
to
something.
cut back on it because sometimes it makes some
It's weird
some
because, like,
ball
you have
bouncing
hand
esque
talkers.
noises on the.
We need we need like velvet or not velvet. You know what I
You
mean?
should
that's
get,
why
like,
I've been
those mouse
that's
pads or
why I've been
something.
keeping my hands on my laps because I
I try to keep my hands like together.
yeah, that's what I.
Sometimes. Or
So-
on something else.
Enjoyed it very much so, and would watch again. And I wish there was a sequel. No, I don't. I
Yeah.
don't always like sequels.
It doesn't need a sequel.
Yeah. But I want to know about the next kid.
I don't think Roald Dahl wrote another book for this. And also,
What if,
in the book, they never mentioned Mr. Fox had 4 kids.
Oh.
And they didn't have names.
What if the next kid, the badger,
I like it.
really shake things up in the Fox household?
It's just like Better Call Saul, but with the badger. Oh, God. Wes Anderson, I absolutely love his movies. I enjoy this movie. I look forward to his next movies. I know he's got 2 in the works right now.
Which is crazy for him. Usually he takes like 4 years off, but I think COVID made him a little crazy. So
I still need to see The French Dispatch.
it's so good. Great movie.
We wanted to see it in theaters. We never got the chance.
Very, like he changes aspect ratios and colors so many times, and it's nuts. There's even an animated segment. It's wild.
That's nuts. He plays with so many things, and I love that. It's just different every time.
Did he do Darjeeling Limited?
Yes.
I got extra credit in college class to go and see that in the theaters.
That's the one I actually haven't seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one either. think my first time watching a Wes Anderson film, I watched Moonrise Kingdom first. And I absolutely loved it because I love deadpan. I love when everything's just straight face. And then I think I recently watched The Life Aquatic, which I was watching it with my boyfriend, and he had seen it. He's like, it's okay. I don't know if that's a movie you'll enjoy. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so nuts. I thought it was so crazy. Everything going on. I loved Bill Murray's character. I loved him playing Steve. I love it. I love that Bill Murray's in all of them. I love directors who have like actor friends, and then he's just like, yo, come in here, and they're like, yeah. That's how I feel every time I watch like a Tim Burton film also. It's just like, get over here. And they're like, yeah.
It's crazy. I was looking at the budgets for his movies because I was just like, what do these cost? Because like I don't really know because it's like these sets seem so
It could
elaborate.
be expensive, but
$25 million for like the past like 3 of them.
Is that
I
low?
have no. That's very low for filmmaking.
oh,
Yeah,
I
that's.
can't judge what's high and what's low anymore.
And like with the cast he assembles, like I have to imagine they're taking pretty big pay cuts.
They're
so.
big name actors too. Yeah, no. Like his
But yeah,
next,
it's just wild to me that you could make Grand Budapest on $25 million.
Yeah.
Like,
well, his next movie, Asteroid City, which is one of them, has like Tom Hanks,
Yes.
Steve Carell, Scarlett Johansson, Tilda Swinton, Bryan Cranston, Adrian Brody, Edward Norton, Jeff Goldblum, Defoe. There's so many names. Liev Schreiber is back.
I think some of those actors too, they,
Jeffrey
they'll
Wright.
take pay cuts to work with certain directors.
yeah.
So
it's
that's
like
a
they want to
testament
have
to
fun.
him.
It
Yeah.
feels like, yeah, they're gonna get paid.
And they want to make something, that's not, Hollywood crap.
Yeah, I don't think Tilda Swinton cares what she gets paid.
I love
Yeah.
She
Tilda
acts
Swinton.
in such, like, beautifully weird things. Like,
Yeah.
Well, she's in herself, like a very like beautifully weird person. And I enjoy that about her. She's got this like elegance about her, but then you put her in like you could dress that woman up in anything, and just I love Tilda Swinton.
saying this again, folks, go see Memoria. Best performance from her, like, imaginable. So good. What a film. What a film. All right.
And with that, I think we all enjoyed this movie. And I think your family will enjoy it as well. If you want, read the book. Roald Dahl is always a fun time. Reading family, kids, everything, young and old. It's a good time. So with that, we'll see you on the next podcast.